Hello, everyone. My name is Cathy Sabater. I'm a mortgage planner and proud veteran. I have here an outstanding realtor, Jeff LaRue, out in Tennessee. Tennessee, you say? We're in California. Yes, but for those people who cannot buy in California and want investment property and or a second home, then Jeff LaRue is the person to be talking about in regards to what it takes to get into the Tennessee market, what's happening over there. And believe it or not, we're having equity growth and so are they. Jeff, take it away.
Hey, Cathy, wow, thank you so much. Yes, I'm in Tennessee. You can see a picture back here in the background of one of our homes here that's similar to what we have out in the country, but great place to live. And people from the big states like California, New York, New Jersey, they're pouring into Tennessee, especially Knoxville, which is where I'm located. It's about 3 hours east of Nashville. Which is a very easy drive, about the same distance to Atlanta, a couple of hours to Asheville, North Carolina, a very progressive, beautiful town. Chattanooga is not too far away. So there's tons of great reasons to come here to the area. And we're seeing lots and lots of people coming for many different reasons, whether it's looking for an investment property, a second home to avoid some wacky taxes, stupid property taxes that people are paying. Many things are happening here. And so we're just having kind of a micro burst of our market right now. And it's just going up and up and up because our values are just very favorable to lots of other people.
Right. So one of the things I took away, because I'm also one of the individuals who's interested in either investment or a second home, is right. That you're in Knoxville and you're actually saying that you got all these different states that you can go and visit, which is another nice thing to have if it's a second home and investment property. So you say you're in Knoxville. So what's your specialty in regards to if someone wanted investment property and wanted the best return on investment? What area what should they be seeking?
Well, when you ask my specialty, I would say this. I've lived in Knoxville my whole life. Mm-hmm. My wife, Joni, she's not here, but she works with me. She's lived here as well. We actually went to high school together here in Knoxville, and got reacquainted later in life, as often people do. So very familiar with all things Knoxville and really all things real estate. Being in the business for 28 years, we work with all kinds of different situations, whether it's families that are relocating from out of state to Knoxville, or if it's people that are looking to actually purchase a second home or investment properties. We help with all that, as well as the property management. And I think the most important thing about the property management is that I'm not looking to nickel and dime anyone if we manage their property. It's a very simple process. We will find and screen the best possible tenants for a property. And we have a very good system that makes sure that we find the best people available. And so we'll check their credit, their income, we'll verify their employment. We'll want to make sure that they are the type of candidate that we want living in any property, because I don't want to have to deal with any issues once they move in. So we all know this, we want them to move in, pay the rent, and never complain. So that's who we're looking for. And that's a big part of what we do here. And it's something that I specialize in, is the whole process from the recommendation of the property to buy, projecting what it will rent for, seeing any potential repairs that may be coming on down the road, so on and so forth. Schools, lots of different factors that play into this.
So you had also mentioned that you're having like a mini boom. So as far as I have a difference between what equity growth is, we have the median home prices that our clients are listening to, and then we have appreciation, right? Yep. So in the area that you're in, so what would you say your numbers are? Because you're saying it's, because a lot of people keep saying this is a bubble, right?
Not here. I think it's going to slow at some point, but until it doesn't look like a real value to come here from California, people are going to keep coming, and it's not even close to slowing down.
So the other thing that people have to know, that property taxes, we pay a minimum of 1.25% of the value of the home when we first purchase it. And then it can get increased up to 2% per year. So in Tennessee, that's not the case, correct?
No. You have our property taxes in Knoxville for our homes, we do have, there are some homes that are in the city, which we really would quite honestly avoid with rental properties.
Right.
But your property taxes are going to be somewhere between $1,000 to $3,000 a year, depending on what price of home you purchase.
You got it. Okay, great. And then as far as the homes that are there, is it mostly single family units, not duplexes, because you're more in a suburban area?
For the most part, there are a few duplexes, and that is one thing that I come up with a lot of times is what we call an off-market property or a unique property I'll find and bring to the investors that we're working with that are truly ready to buy. On your end of the situation, duplexes are a little bit different to finance than a single family home, but it can be, for some investors, it's a great way to go.
Right. And so for us, when we do 2 to 4 units, the only thing that might change is the down payment. So sometimes they want 20%, and then, with COVID and the forbearances, it's sometimes they want 25%, depending on the individual who's purchasing the property.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of cool. And then most of the clients that I have are not going to be living there. I do have, because you only do Knoxville, right? So I have another person, I think South Dakota or North Dakota or something like that, or the Carolinas.
Okay.
Right. So, but it's kind of nice to know that, we're looking over here, and it's nice to know that you have all these different cities that you can go and visit. Let's briefly talk about, because we are in COVID, and right now the rental moratorium is due to expire May 31st for some states, June. I'm in California. Ours has been extended into August. What's going on over there in Tennessee?
With COVID?
With the eviction moratorium, because that's one of the concerns people have with as far as rental property is concerned.
Thankfully, I can't really answer that question, and I'll tell you, and I am superstitious, so I will knock on wood.
Okay.
My people don't get evicted. They pay on time. I've not dealt with, I manage about 50 properties right now. I have not had to deal with an eviction. Those are going to be, for the most part, going to be the lower rental properties that rent closer to $1,000, $1,200 a month and below. And quite honestly, I can't help you with that. About $1,500 a month would be about my bare minimum that I can help with.
Okay, got it.
I have heard some talk of that. I think that it is, I want to say it was a month or so ago that we had there was a big, I've got a friend of mine that has a bunch of low income rental properties. And he had something going on in February that he could start moving some people out because he deals with that on a regular basis, but I don't.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, right. So then overall, basically what the purpose of this call was to say, hey, you should consider buying in Tennessee. Jeff LaRue is the person, because not only does he assist you with getting the property, if you decide to get it rented out, then you also help with the property management, making sure that it's there's a smooth transition. And then you make sure that you get the right people in as far as rental is concerned. And also you said you also make recommendations. So when you say you make recommendations, obviously that's going to be based on the need of the client, correct?
Of course. And then also whether or not I like the property or not. It's easy to look online and say, wow, this looks nice. And then I may tell you that I don't like the area or the location, or I just don't like the house.
Gotcha.
If I see a lot of deferred maintenance coming on, you're going to have to deal with that either with a tenant there that's complaining or after they move out, and things like that, like deferred maintenance, or if you talk about some sort of eviction, you're talking about this investment property not being very profitable at all. But that being said, I will say this, because you had asked me, you had mentioned a little bit earlier about appreciation. Our real estate here in Knoxville is growing. I know this sounds crazy, 1 to 2% a month right now. You're seeing homes sell for way more now than they sold even 6 months ago. So it's very, very hot here right now, and the sky is the limit. We have so much insulation here too with the University of Tennessee. It's a large school here. TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority, employs a bunch of people. And then also Oak Ridge, which is a suburb of sorts of Knoxville, has got massive amounts of government jobs there. So we're insulated, even if we see, and that's why when the market really tanked 10, 12 years ago, we didn't take much of a hit here because so many of our jobs are government related, and those don't trend with the economy like private industry does.
And so then the other thing that's different with Tennessee than here is because in California, we actually have a title and escrow company, right? And in Tennessee, you guys do it a little differently in regards to that, correct? Could you use an attorney?
Yeah, no attorneys involved at all. There
Okay.
may be an attorney that just breezes over the paperwork or signs off on it, but it's a very simple process.
And then for those individuals, if they're buying out of state, do you recommend that they fly in to see the property, or what's your recommendation on that?
You know, whatever your comfort level is. We do lots of business with people that buy without actually seeing the property. My wife, Joni's not here, but what she'll often do is actually go out and walk through a home and do a FaceTime video. And it's not just, you're not just looking at a produced video that may or may not be available. She can show you the good, the bad, and the ugly that's in a home.
Okay. And so from start to finish, if somebody on average, right, because if they're motivated and they go in and they say, so the average price for my clients would probably be 200 to maybe 300.
Okay.
What would be the time frame for them to actually close in? So it's 30 days, 45 days after everything is accepted as far as a contract is concerned?
Yes, that's perfect timing. Yep.
Okay,
As
great.
quick, Kathy, if you can get the loan done.
Well, you know me, I can close in 21 days. So we
Exactly.
can close. Yep, we can
Very
close
nice,
in 21
very
days,
Yeah.
especially for investment property, because we don't have to wait those 3 days.
Perfect.
Just get
Yeah,
it
yeah. And I'll tell you, a lot of times too, we actually will get the homeowner, the seller will stay in the house and pay rent after they sell it. So because they're struggling finding a home wherever they're going to. So it's a very nice process here, and it's a great place to buy rental property. Absolutely.
Well, great. So Jeff, can you give us your cell phone number, and then I'm going to be.
Oh, no, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just 865-548-5333.
Okay, and then right now it is almost 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. And what time is it over there?
It's 4:30.
4:30. Okay, so then we're only, you're 3 hours ahead of us, but you're ahead of us completely, because right now with my clients, I really definitely want them to be moving forward in producing, right? Because I was talking to another person, because this is not to flip, right? This is not flipping. These are properties to hold and keep for at least 3 to 5 years, correct?
Absolutely. Here's the beautiful thing about it. You can buy the property. It should cash flow where you make money monthly, and then the appreciation of value, especially in that $200,000 to $300,000 range. These homes are going to keep. It's real simple. They're going to keep jumping until it doesn't look like a bargain from California anymore. And California is kind of the poster child for this whole thing. People are coming from everywhere:
Right.
Chicago, New York, New Jersey, Washington, D.C. But California has got. We just had somebody recently that moved here, and our minds were blown how much their primary residence was worth for the square footage that they had.
Right.
So until it starts to become a little bit more normal in comparison of Tennessee to California, it will continue to come. And people like you guys are smart right now. They're just jamming their money into this market, because 3 to 5 years from now, there's a good chance the house will be worth double what it is right now. I know that sounds nuts.
Right.
That's just what's happening. And it's very exciting. Very exciting.
Well, great, Jeff. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Once this video is records and it takes it, I'm going to email you a copy of it. And then I'm going to be, and I'm going to be posting it and blasting it to my clients as well.
You got it. Take care.
Okay. Thank you, and stay safe.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.